Hi everyone! I'm pretty sure I'd be right on the money if I said that if you work in education right now, it can feel a bit, rubbish. Between the external pressures, the endless change, the curriculum rewrites, and the rewrites of the rewrites, and that ever-growing pile of stuff that is apparently urgent flowing down the pipeline, not unlike sewerage actually, well, it's easy to think that the whole system's teetering on the edge of collapse. Some days it feels like you're leading with a teaspoon, trying to bail out a sinking ship. And that's on the good days. And yet, here's the funny thing, every single day in every single school, something good happens. And not only something, loads of things actually. Rutger Bregman, in his book Humankind: A Hopeful History, argues that despite what the news, and sometimes our inbox, would have us believe, people are actually wired for kindness, cooperation, and decency. He says that when things get tough, humans genuinely lead in and they help each other out. And if you've worked in a school for more than 5 minutes, you'll know that this is true. I imagine that in your workplace, right now, right at this very moment, that there are loads of amazing things going on, almost as a veritable stuff you to the external challenges that we're facing. This is because even when the world outside feels angry or cynical or divisive, schools are little hives of humanity. Think about it. A teacher spends her weekend making costumes for the school play or baking home baking for the upcoming school camp. Because school camps, well, they thrive on the best chocolate Afghans you can have, as long as they're actually home baked. Or there's the caretaker who fixes the broken door handle and leaves a note saying, hey, it's all sorted. Or a group of Year 8s quietly help clean up the art room because it just kind of looked messy. Well, there's magic out there. You just need to look. None of this makes the news, of course. There's no viral post shouting, principal successfully keeps calm during board meeting, or teacher nails Monday morning energy after playground duty. But this is the real stuff. And it really is the good stuff. And I'd say, hell, it's the best stuff. It's like when I once overheard a 6-year-old tell a classmate, she said, you can sit by me even if you're still learning how to read because I can help you. I nearly lost it. Be a grown man. There's your curriculum right there, humanity in its purest form. And our politicians could actually learn a thing or two from that 6-year-old. The problem is, of course, our brains aren't great at noticing this stuff. We're hardwired for what psychologists call negative bias. That evolutionary quirk that kept our ancestors alive when things with big teeth were lurking in the bushes. Except now the big teeth are deadlines, audits, and the occasional snarky email. And the aforementioned brown stuff that comes down the pipeline in the form of urgent policy. So the bad stuff stands out, the one complaint in a sea of compliments, the one grumpy parent after a wonderful community event, the single negative comment that erases 25 positive ones. That's why I really like Rutger Bregman's book. His work really is so powerful. He reminds us that the default setting of humanity isn't selfishness or chaos, it's cooperation. The story of humankind, he says, is mostly great news, and that's fact. We just have this annoying habit of ignoring this fact by thinking that everything is really dark. So what if the same is true for our schools? Imagine if we made a deliberate choice every day to notice the good, to pause after a meeting and ask, wow, that went well, didn't it? To walk through a classroom and watch for the moments of joy, not compliance, not silence, but actual joy. To, end the day by writing down 3 things that went right, just as you're about to drive out of the car park. Keep a notebook in your glove box. It's only a tiny habit, but the payoff could be huge. There's so much magic in focusing on the positive. It doesn't ignore the hard stuff, it just balances it. It's the antidote to cynicism. It's the oxygen mask that keeps you breathing while you navigate through the chaos. Which reminds me that a few years ago, after a particularly rough day, I started measuring the success of my day not on how many of the boxes I ticked, but by the quality of the relationships that I had with everyone around me, the emphasis on everyone. I grew to appreciate that the vast majority of the relationships I had were always positive, and every single day. And it was simply madness to let the grumbles or the anger or whatever was getting up the noses of some people on any given day take precedence over that majority. It was incredibly hard to do, and my negative bias was, let's face it, still is, as strong as anyone else's, but I still made the conscious effort to do this, which is a reminder that all schools are imperfect places. They're full of imperfect people, but they're all doing extraordinary things with mostly very limited resources, and that is amazing when you think of it. And they're doing this daily, just like you are. So right now, when things feel fraught, even with the outside noise threatening to swamp tsunami-like the inside world of your classroom, and yeah, I know that you can't ignore it, that there's significant external things that we still need to deal with and to deal to, things that are plainly ugly and unjust, but still, it's more important than ever to focus on what is working in front of your very own eyes, because it's still there. The creativity, the care, the humour, the resilience. And every single day, someone's doing something kind, brave, or just quietly brilliant. You just have to look up and see it. So this week, try this. At the end of each day, name one good thing that happened in your school, share it with your team, say it out loud, be proud. And remember, hope, like laughter or coffee, well, it works best when it's shared. And finally, for every tough headline out there, there's a kid somewhere learning to read, a teacher somewhere lighting a spark, and a leader somewhere holding it all together with kindness, humour and heart. That's you, the last part. And that's the real story worth focusing on, not that stuff that comes down the pipeline. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, then you'll undoubtedly enjoy reading my book. Am I Having Fun is stacked full of great leadership ideas to help free up your thinking time so that you can enjoy your job a lot more. Get your copy now.